In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I color graded this car video for one of my clients. I'm going to show you step by step, so by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to do it yourself. And it's actually pretty simple, trust me on this one. So we are in Davinci Resolve and we have already made our video sequence. This was shot at 4K 60 frames per second, 1/125 shutter speed, and white balance was set to 5600 because it was just afternoon, 2 p.m. The sun was out. So we have our sequence here. Let's go to the color page. I always start with dropping in my power grade, just like this. And you can download this one in our community for automotive filmmakers. I will drop a link in the description box below. Then you can simply drag it in there. So now we have our node tree set up like this. Let me walk you through node by node. This is for me actually a very simple workflow because I start with changing the white balance, then I fix the exposure, and then I will fix my vignette and grading. But let me show you what every node does. So here we have the color space transform. It was shot in S-Log3 and I set it to ARRI White Gamut 3 Log C3 because for me personally that looks good, the colors are nice. Here we have the white balance node where I use chromatic adaptation to fix my white balance. So let's say we set it to 5600 kelvins, or you can just use the sliders. So if you go down, it will be cold bluish. If you go to the right, you will make it warmer. So let's say we're gonna set it to 5600. Here is my exposure node where I fix my exposure. Here we have a super simple S-curve. Here I have bumped my saturation in this section right here. So red, green, blue to 2.0. Here, if necessary, I will change the color of the car, or I will manipulate the color of the car to make it look better. In this node, when necessary, I will adjust the colors of the car. For example, add some density or add some saturation. Here we have the background node 1, where I usually just bring down some greens from the grass. And sometimes I will just change the sky in this node. I'm not going to use the glow, I'm not going to use halation. And the vignette, I will show you in a moment, together with the gradient and the LUT. We use LUT built-in film look V65. And for the blacks, I've picked a black spot with the color picker, and then I have brought down the saturation from the dark areas, which will make our blacks more black instead of bluish. And here the sharpening node is set to 0.47, which will give us that extra little bit of sharpness back. And then the denoiser, which I will show you at the end how I use it. So let's say we're gonna start from scratch. I'm gonna turn off all the nodes. My CST, my saturation, and my LUT, they go together. Then I will turn on my vignette and gradient, which we can adjust later. Then I'm gonna turn on my white balance. We already changed it, so from the colder one to about 5600. We can always change this back later. Let's turn on the S-curve, which will bring back the life into the colors. Instead of being grayed out, it's gonna look more contrasty. Then if necessary, we're gonna fix our exposure. Let me reset the node right here. Usually what I do is I check if my exposure is good. When I have to adjust the exposure, I want to bring up my image, for example, I will just go to the global wheel and bring up the exposure just like this. But in this case, actually, it's not really necessary. So let's just put it somewhere here. And then I will go to the color wheels and I will probably bring back the lift or shadows and the gamma, which are the midtones. Again, for some extra contrast and to make our blacks nicer black. So let's say we're gonna push it to minus 0.01 in lift and in gamma. And for me personally, that already looks pretty okay. So our car in this case is gray, so I don't want to add too much saturation into like gray areas or whatever. So I'm just gonna turn off this node for now. And then my background, usually what I do here, if you can see it here, what I did here was to change the U versus U for the greens just ever so slightly. So somewhere like this, you can simply pick any color of your desire, and then it will showcase a dot right here, and then you can play around with the settings. So let's say, for example, we pick this red color here, a red dot will appear, and as you can see right here, you can change that color. But we're not going to do that, of course. So let's just keep it like this. If you don't like it, you can just turn it off, just like this. Now we see that our vignette here is a little bit too strong. So I'm going to the Vignette tab, and then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to soften it out a little bit more. Somewhere like this. It looks better. And then we can also track it. So when we push in, the vignette will follow along. So what I do with the gradient here is I have selected this one, and then I bring it low, and I will soften it out just like this. And what I did here was I bring down the offset. So this part of your image will become darker. And again, it will create some contrast, and it will bring more attention towards the car. So this is without the vignette and the gradient, and this is with the vignette and the gradient. Maybe a little bit too strong here. And again, we can track it. So then we're just gonna turn on this node and our sharpening. Now let's check for the denoiser. We do have some noise visible here in our windows as well, and here in the blacks or shadow areas. You can just turn it on and it will already get rid of some noise. This is a paid feature, by the way, from Davinci Studio. So we go into this tab if you want to change the settings. Let's just start from scratch. Usually select 2 or 3 frames, so Davinci will check 2 or 3 frames before and after your actual frame here to detect what is noise. So of course I want to have it better, and then usually somewhere around 15 will do the job, 15 to 20. And if you want to increase it even more, you can also use spatial noise reduction for even more powerful noise reduction. So let's reset it better, and then let's set it to somewhere like 5. And that will get rid of most of your noise, and it will drastically clean up your image, as you can see right here. You do have to note that using the denoiser is pretty taxing on your system, so usually I just turn it off, and when I go to my export, I will turn it on. Now I'm going to click this clip, press Command, and select all my other clips. Then I'm gonna right click here, apply grade, replace, and that is going to copy this exact grade onto all the other shots. Now what are we going to check there to make sure that all the shots are similar? We're going to check our exposure and white balance, change it if necessary, and we have to adjust our vignettes and gradients. Let's check our exposure here, and I might want to bring it up a little bit because this image is darker. Something like this looks good. Now I want this area to be a little bit darker, so I'm just going to reposition something like this, maybe make it a little bit bigger, and we're going to track it. Gradient looks good, and we're going to track it again. Now let's go to the next image. So here we see also on our scopes that we are having some blown out highlights. So I'm going to reset the exposure node here. So we see that our image is overexposed here, and here it also looks just too bright for me personally. So we are going to bring down some highlights just like this. I might want to bring back some shadow information. So let's bring up the lift just a little bit. As you can see, there is a lot of information that if we set it to 0 that we don't see. So let's say we put it somewhere at 0.02. And then I might want to bring down the midtones just a little bit, just like this. And then again, we're gonna fix our vignette, although this looks good for me. But I'm going to slightly lower my exposure though, because the whole image is just too bright. Somewhere like this looks good for me. And the gradient, let's soften it out a little bit. And then again, track. Let's move over to the next one. So again, from the start, we can see that our image here is too dark. So we're gonna just higher our exposure. You can see that already looks much better than with the vignette. So I want to focus more towards the car. So something like this looks good. Same for the gradient. Let's go over to the next shot. This area looks pretty dark. I'm gonna turn off the gradient probably for this one. Let's check our exposure. I'm gonna bring it up, but then we have our highlights that are blown out, so we might want to bring them back. Something like this, but I'm gonna reset my gamma and my lift. Although, yeah, actually it looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna reposition my vignette so we draw more attention towards the car. There we have it. Then for this shot, my exposure looks nice. I'm not gonna change it. Vignette, we want it here. So we draw attention towards the seats. I'm gonna track it, and my gradient looks good. We're gonna do the same here. For me, this looks good. Let's just bring up the exposure a little bit. And then the same here. Let's bring up our exposure. Let's fix the vignette like this. And then the gradient, let's soften it out. Because we don't want it to be too visible. We always want to make it subtle so you cannot really see it with your eyes. Like the actual gradient or the vignette, we want to have it like subtle. All these small subtle changes will add to the whole image. Now, last but not least, I'm gonna check all my clips next to each other. So I'm gonna select them all with Command just like this. Then I'm going to split selected clips, or let's deselect some because it's just too much. And now we can compare 3 clips, for example, next to each other, and we can change them accordingly. So for example, this one is slightly too bright, let's say. So we might want to bring down our exposure here. So we can deselect this one. And if you click this one, you can change this one, but that looks good for me. This one, we can make it a little bit warmer so it matches more evenly to this one. Same for this one, just a little bit. And then we can do all the same for all the other shots. So I'm going to just bring it up just a little bit so it all comes down to the same tone. And don't forget to turn on your denoiser before your exports. For social media, I usually export MP4 H.265. I will export in HD, and I will restrict it to about 25,000 kilobytes per second. And I try to get my clips always around 50 megabytes. If it's over 60, 70 megabytes, I will just simply lower the kilobytes per second here. And I turn on force sizing and debayer to highest quality. Recently, I've seen people uploading in 4K Ultra HD, so they export in Ultra HD, and then they use the Edits app, which is from Instagram, and then they just bring in their video and put it in 4K and then export it and send it to Instagram. If you want to learn everything about automotive filmmaking, you can join our community. I will drop a link in the description box. We invite the coolest automotive creators and videographers. We do challenges with cool prizes. You're in a group of like-minded people with the same interests, so you can grow faster together. We have a free 7-day trial, so you can check it out completely for free. See you inside.